everyone, it's Lara. Thank you so much for watching. In today's video I will show you a few ideas how you could fix too short sleeves on a sweater or on a shirt. There can be various reasons for this problem. Either you wash your sweater or a shirt and it's going to shrink, then you would end up with too short sleeves. Or when we start a new sewing project, sometimes we just don't measure right. It can happen, and if you don't have enough fabric in order to replace the sleeves, then you would end up with sleeves that are too short. So for whatever reasons your sleeves are too short, I hope that this video is going to be helpful, and if you want to know how to fix that problem, then please keep watching. Let's have a look at the first piece. I have here a jersey shirt with one of my wolf prints. I have ordered this shirt from Spreadshirt. This is where I also sell my merchandise. If you want to check that out, link is down below. And when the shirt with my wolf print came, I felt like the sleeves could be teeny tiny little bit longer, and I decided to fix that. I have to say this is not the shirt's fault. The problem is I have literally monkey arms. My husband is that much taller than I am, but when we measure our arms, they are equally long. So this is not a normal length for someone of my size. So I have very often that problem in pretty much every shop. This is part of the reasons why I like making my own clothes. So I have decided to fix the sleeves to make them a bit longer, and I added on each of the sleeves a piece of faux leather. I thought it would go very well with the wolf print, because when you look at the wolf in the light, it looks almost like faux leather, and this is how I have done that.
First, I found a place on the sleeves where I thought that the faux leather pieces would look the best, and then I cut the sleeves apart. Next, I measured how much longer I wanted the sleeves to be. I cut a piece of faux black leather, accounted for seam allowance on all sides, and then I pinned the short sides together. And then it looked like this. I have sewn the end together with a regular straight stitch. Once that was done, I pinned the fabric to one side, and then I have sewn it through so that it would stay flat. I used again the regular straight stitch. Here is what it looked like. As a next step, I have pinned the faux leather piece to the bottom part of the sleeve. I made sure that the good sides were facing each other. Then it looked like this. I have sewn the parts together. For that I have used an elastic stitch. Then I folded the fabric to one side, I pinned it in place, and I have sewn through with a straight stitch. Here is what it looked like after I have finished this step. And then I basically repeated the same procedure for the upper part of the sleeve. And here is what the sleeves looked like once they were both finished.
The next thing I have here is a cardigan that I have ordered from H&M. I've ordered it online, and when it came I put it on just shortly and it felt alright. I felt like the sleeves are long enough. Then I have washed it, and I can't tell you if I just wasn't paying attention when I was trying it on or if it shrunk after I washed it. But when I put it on one day when I was going out, I felt like the sleeves are creeping upwards constantly, and they ended up about here, which is something I totally hate. So I have decided also to fix this problem, and I had some leftover fabric from when I made my coat years ago that I found that would go very well with the blend, and I just simply added some cuffs at the end of the sweater, and now I'm gonna show you how I have done that.
The fabric that I have used for the cuffs is a bit thicker, so it allowed me to make a fringe at the bottom as an additional detail. First I cut the edge away from the sleeves because there was bias tape and it was just way too thick. Then I measured how much fabric I would need for the cuffs. And then I started to fray the fabric out on one end. When you do that, it's always best to have either a pin or the pointy end of scissors, because it's so much easier to grab the thread and to pull it out. Once the fringe was as long as I wanted it to be, I have sewn the short ends of the cuff together. Just like on the folded parts, I pinned the fabric to one side and then I have sewn it through so that it would stay flat. Then the cuff looked like this. As a next step, I have pinned the cuff to the end of my sleeves. I made sure that the good sides were facing each other, and as usual, I kept my pins at right angles. Here is what it looked like once the pieces were pinned together. Then I have sewn them together with an elastic stitch. Then I folded again the fabric to one side and pinned it in place. As a last step, I have sewn through with a stretchy zigzag, and then my cuffs were done.
And the last piece I have here is this beautiful romantic pale pink cardigan with ruffles. It had already those ruffles on the bottom and the same kind of ruffles at the end of the sleeves, but the sleeves were a little bit too short. But I fell so much in love with this color and with all of the details that I decided I'm just gonna fix the length of the sleeves somehow. So I went to the sewing supply store that is not far from our place and asked them if they had some nice pale pink lace. I took the cardigan with me so I could pick the perfect color, and I basically just added another lace on the bottom. So this is basically it. I don't even think that I need to show you that. I pinned it in place, and there were already two seams on the bottom of the sleeves, so I just copied the seams when I was sewing the ruffle on, and that was it, and the problem was fixed. Another idea how to fix this cardigan, instead of adding a ruffle at the end of the sleeves, would be to cut the sleeves about that high in a similar way like I have done with the Wolfie shirt. And instead of adding pieces of faux leather, you could just add also a stretchy pale pink lace, and I think that would look also great, so that would be another solution. Well, I realize that this hasn't been exactly the most exciting video ever, but I still hope that it has been useful for at least one person out there. And if you liked the video, don't forget to give it a thumb up. If you don't want to miss any of my future projects, then make sure you subscribe to my channel. Just hit the red button down below or the button above me. You can also visit me on Instagram, link is down below in the description box, and I will list there also several videos or playlists that might be interesting for you. Thank you so much for watching, and I wish you a wonderful day and see you next time. Bye!